Ladies and gentlemen, it's another wonderful Friday evening, and Ryan O'Neill Williams here from Hyperlocal Hero Marketing, and with my lovely co-star, a co-star now, right? I saw some other people talking about their stars today. They're not stars like my Agnes. Agnes M. Sano of Tax Resolutions and Bookkeeping LLC. Hello, Agnes. How are you doing?
Hello, hello, Ryan. Welcome, welcome.
Yes, that's right. Welcome, everybody. Hello, hello to Love, Death, and Taxes, conversations about uh, the inescapable things of life. You're going to tell me something about a great time that you had last week. So I'm looking forward to that. So, right after this, you're going to let me know, right?
Absolutely. Every
Excellent.
detail.
Hey, so ladies and gents, today's show is actually going to be talking about self care after loss. But before we get into that, I want to catch up because Agnes, you went on a wonderful time for Valentine's Day, and I'm jealous, but at the same time, I love David. So and I know you had a great time and enjoyed it. So you're gonna tell me what did you do? Because you didn't want to tell me right before that Valentine's Day, but afterwards, I was looking forward to hearing about it.
Let me tell you, it was something else, really
Yeah.
something. So, Ohika Castle in Huntington had those Valentine's Day offers. So, with little upgrade here, little upgrade there, we end up in a bridal suite in Ohika Castle. It's amazing, amazing, amazing room. I mean, several rooms. I mean, like you going in, it's a beautiful, starting with a beautiful hallway full of mirrors. Then it's a beautiful library, the living room with a like a breakfast nook and a balcony, and then a living room, and then one and a half bathrooms, and this amazing, beautiful bedroom. And it's like, then after arrival, we had champagne and strawberries brought to our room. And then we had couple massages. And then we have beautiful dinner with wonderful wine, and breakfast following day, and a lunch following day, and a tour of the castle. It cannot get any better. It just cannot get any better. It was amazing. Ryan cannot hear you.
I was saying,
Oh,
apparently not. It doesn't get any better than that. You sent me some pictures, and I was
yes.
like, "Oh my gosh, that's freaking fantastic! What? Where are you?" And I was like, "Oh, okay. So went to Ohika Castle. You sound like this might be an ad for them. That's
Yes,
how it
I
feels right now.
yes, yes, yes.
So it's like a lovely, lovely place. But at the same time, yeah, I've been a few times. Once as your guest, but also I just love the place because it seems to have so much history in it. It was built like in the 1940s, right?
Oh, before that.
Before that.
Before
So it wasn't built during the time of the World War II. It was built
No,
earlier than that.
it was way before the original owner, Herman Otto Kahn, came, and actually the things that we find out about, I knew some of the history of the
Right.
place,
Okay.
but during the tour we find out several different details about how the place was built, and the fact that it's still standing is thanks to the way it was built,
Okay.
from the stone, steel, and and concrete. It's fireproof because during the
Oh,
time when it was abandoned, you know, there was several fires. The fire department put out at least over 100 fires there. So it has beautiful history. Gary Mellos, the current owner, that wonderful job restoring. The job is still, this work is still in progress with some of the corners of the property, but it's just wonderful. And it's open
okay.
to the public as of 2013 that you can go and actually have a
You can actually go, yeah. So now you
have
can
to
actually go there and get some. I mean, there's definitely a restaurant. We've been in that, but now, and I see it on Airbnb now and then. I see um, it actually in the on the system, so you could
Yes, they have
actually go there
several
now.
rooms from 127. There was 127 rooms in a castle.
Hmm.
47 rooms. It's as a hotel. The rest of it is because this is private property.
Right.
This is the second largest property in the United States.
What, really?
Yes, the second largest privately owned property in the United States. Yes.
I'm surprised about that. I did not know that it was that kind of, it was
Yeah.
that size.
Yeah. And it's not a museum. It's not a official hotel. There is a hotel part of it. It's a hotel. It's a wedding venue.
Hmm.
And as of 2013 was open to public that you can come and use the restaurant and enjoy
Okay.
the
Okay.
beauty of it.
Was it cozy though? Because when you think of a castle, you don't necessarily think of it as being cozy.
No, it's well, you saw it. You
Yeah,
can
I
go and
see it, but
stroll on the.
you slept there. That's different from from me seeing it. You know what I mean?
No, the suite, although it bridal suite, 3 rooms. I mean, you saw the pictures from the library that I sent you. So
Yes.
actually,
Yeah.
in that particular room, some of the Succession was shot.
Oh, that's right. You told me
Yeah.
that they shoot a lot of shows there. I know, for the only thing I knew about it, when I hear about Ohika Castle, is I think about that Taylor Swift video that I know
Yes,
was
she
actually
did
done.
that. She did
Yeah,
that.
and
It was a lot of different shows
mhm.
shot there, and in succession they're pretending that this is Hungary. Um,
Oh,
um,
because it can pass like that. That's
yeah,
funny.
yeah, or in Hamptons, or like it's not that close to Hamptons. It's a couple hours drive, but it's a lot of different ways that's being that place portrayed it, but definitely a cozy feeling, very nice, very comfortable, and very romantic. So my husband and I, we had a wonderful time.
And it's not far. I think that's one of the big things, the big pluses for
Yeah.
people who are thinking, "Oh my gosh, I've got to go way, way, way out." No, it's just inside. Well, I wouldn't say just inside, but it's Suffolk County, but it's not far deep into Suffolk County,
No.
right? There are many places much deeper that many people would go to before they go there. But the idea is that you could go there. So it's warm, it's cozy, and it actually
Romantic.
it has a
Very
lot
romantic.
romantic, and it has a lot.
Yes.
I don't see why they wouldn't hire you as a tour guide there. You kind of know the
I
whole
will
place.
apply it. I will apply it. I'm applying
It's
it.
just like,
Yes.
oh, always talking about it. You're there all the time.
I love the place. My son
Yeah.
proposed in that place to his wife.
Oh, really? So it's
Yes.
got all kinds of history for you.
We
Your son
went there
proposed there?
for the very first time. We went there for his graduation
Mhm.
celebration, his college graduation. That's
Okay.
when we met Gary. And yeah, it's it's a beautiful place.
Nice,
Maybe
nice.
maybe because it feels like piece of home for me. you know.
Oh, wait, does it feels like something from Poland? Is that what it is?
Absolutely, any place in Europe, which
Oh,
it's full
okay.
of
Yeah.
history. So it's yeah,
Yeah, it's got a very European style, very
yes,
European flavor to it.
yeah.
So I could see that. I can definitely see that and understand that. I'm trying to find one of the pictures that you sent me from there as we're doing this, so maybe I could show off a little bit, but I'm not finding them up. Maybe by the end of the show. But yeah, I I was very, very happy to see you. You you're all you seem to be very enjoying yourself a lot. Oh, I found one. All right, here it is. Like, look, guys, ladies and
See
gentlemen.
it? Okay.
Ooh boy, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I'm talking about. This is your star right here.
Yeah, there we go.
Right now, you're gonna get all the calls.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's another
Yeah.
part of the room, right? You sent me that one as
That's the
well.
library. Yes.
Let's see, and that's
Beautiful
the
bathroom. Yeah.
bathroom. Oh my gosh, the one of those, and with the feet on the bottom. That's great. Oh, and that's the courtyard. Okay, I remember seeing
That's
that
the
as well.
courtyard. Summertime, you can have beautiful dinner inside or out with the live music. It's a
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
excellent, excellent. All right, so that is definitely where that was. So you had a good time, and it was a great place to go for what you call it. Yeah.
Any kind of
Oh,
celebration.
look, you have people from your family. the Polish, the
That's my
Polish are
cousin. That's my
yes, your cousin.
cousin. Yes,
Iwona. Oh,
yes.
she
Cześć Iwona.
she says hello. What is she, what is that?
Well, wouldn't you want to know? We have to learn Polish
Yeah,
now.
but of course she puts it up, but you gotta have to wait. Is she saying something that you
No, no,
I
no,
should
no, no,
take
no, no.
down?
She's just saying hi. She's just saying
Yeah,
hi and saying
yeah,
the show is the best. So
yeah. Okay,
and
okay.
sending
And then
her
I went,
regards.
excellent, excellent. And then when she saw your pictures come up, she did this. Whoa! So Iwona, hello. Thank you so very much for joining
Yeah,
Love
you
After
will meet her
Texas.
soon.
Have a,
Yes.
have a little conversation with us today. That's great. All right, so what a weird thing to transition into, because what we're actually going to talk about today is self-care after loss, which is a crazy thing. But I understand that oh,
Yeah.
I am a genius. Every now and then I think I'm not, but
Of
I
course
am.
you are.
Iwona is family, and apparently recently you had a death in the family.
Not that
And
part of the family.
yeah, well, yeah, not close, 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 but
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But bottom line is, yeah, that self care is very important after you have that issue, and you want to make sure that you take care of yourself. Did you have some specific thoughts on that? Is that why you wanted to talk about that today?
You know what? I spoke to my cousin who lost her husband, and I spoke to her daughter yesterday, and I was okay until I saw their faces. Then my heart broke for them.
Mm,
Maybe for me, because I'm dealing with different people going through the loss, so kind of the loss became part of life, but it hit extremely close watching what they're going through, what they're going to be missing.
yeah,
And I loved my cousin. He was a wonderful, warm man, with heart on his, in his hands, it always extended to you. When I spoke to other family members, they were everyone had just wonderful things to say about him.
right, right.
But that brings me to the moment when what's going to happen to his wife, because now she's surrounded by family. Everyone is there. Everyone came from different parts of the world to pay respects. The funeral will be Monday, and then they're going to start going home, and she's going to stay alone. There's a lot of people that are in situations like that. And the sense of loss will start hitting home then. Right now, it's like, oh my God, what happened? Because he died suddenly. It's going to be it's shocking state of disbelief. But afterwards, next week, when everything's going to start go coming coming down, everything's going to be quiet, that's when the loss really start hitting. So my cousin is lucky enough to have close family, with her, and they're going to be providing a lot of comfort to her, that I'm sure of. But there's a lot of people that, you know, the family will leave and they stay alone. And what then? A lot of people experience the loss. Like, who am I now? I was a husband.
Yeah.
I was a mother.
Yeah.
I was, now defining who you are. So on the road, because you cannot tell anyone how to grieve or how long.
No.
That's a very personal process. If they want to cry, they should cry. If they feel like they have to keep moving on, then that's what they should be doing. But it's very important to make sure that they're taking care of themselves. So exercising, eating right, it will be difficult for them, but whoever's listening, whoever you have in your family that just experienced loss, make sure that they are eating right. Make sure that they're going to see their doctors, because very very easy from that loss to turn depression, and depression will have physical, not only mental, side effects. So there's a lot of people like, oh my goodness, they stop thinking about themselves, and they start becoming sick and more sick and more sick, and we don't want to lose them as well.
Yeah, it's the simple things, right? They just start worrying and worrying. There can be depression where you just stay in bed, so you're not getting up and having showers, and you're not getting up and taking your medication if you have to take medication, or you're not going for walks and getting fresh air, and that just makes it worse and worse and worse. And
Yes.
I completely understand, because in a way, like separations, and this is the love part, right? In separations or whatever, not, it's a very similar thing where you feel like, now what, now what do I do with my life, who am I now, and what is the path. Most people do not think about, hey, what am I going to be next, or who I am going to be next, because they just don't think about that happening. Do you feel like people should definitely acknowledge their grief? So sometimes I think a lot of people push you away, like, I'm not feeling anything, especially guys, right? When that happens, they're like, what are you talking about? Because they don't want to
I
show that.
met I met men that I met specifically this very charming gentleman.
Hi, thank
His
you.
wife, his his wife passed away years ago, and keeps walking around with her picture in
Hmm.
his wallet. Beautiful lady, beautiful
Hmm.
lady. And there's a lot of, like, if you would have meet him, you don't see his grief, but on inside he's grieving till
Right.
now. It's like, God knows, it was 10 years since she passed, so it's difficult to for some people to move on, just because they spent together their whole lives,
Hmm.
so it's difficult to for him to imagine his life without her.
Yes.
um
Yes.
but what I want to say, if you're taking out to dinner someone and you think that you're doing the good deed, like, okay, oh, she's by herself, or he's by himself, they just lost someone, let's take them out and all that, which is great. And then you drop them off at home, wave to them, okay, you feel good about yourself that you take them out, but they going back to their empty house.
This sounds very specific.
No, 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 don't
Yo,
take this,
okay, okay.
don't take this wrong way, but it's take this very humane way. So if you want them, go in with them, have a cup of coffee, have a
Yes.
conversation,
Yes. Yes.
because you
It's
can.
about spending the time, isn't it?
It's spending the time, not just it. Think about that person, what they're going through.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, people like that who just lost their loved ones. Sometimes, especially other spouses. When you are left behind, they can feel almost guilty. You are Their spouse is no longer there, but here I'm going out.
Mm.
Here I'm enjoying myself.
Right,
So
right.
some people feel guilty, some people don't. Like I said, grieving process is extremely difficult and extremely personal, and should not be expected. Okay, well, 2 years pass, and you should move on, or don't say stupid thing as time heals all the wounds. No, it doesn't work that way.
No, each person is different, right? And each person has to grieve in their own way.
But self-care, which is, if you experience loss, do your best, push yourself to take care of yourself. Exercise, eat right. Um, and if you have someone that is going through grieving process, make sure that they are being taken care of.
Okay, it's interesting that we're doing this at this time because it is we just passed the anniversary of the death of my mother, like 7 years ago, and I just recognize it. And the only reason why is because I've got these Google photos, right? And just like I showed just now, and Google will say, "Hey, here's what you were doing 7 years ago," and it pops up and shows me
Yeah.
pictures of the funeral. Which, by the way, as Jamaicans, we kind of make it. We want to celebrate the person's life. We literally have something called 9 nights, and that 9 night, people come to your home for 9 nights, and then on the ninth night, it's almost like a big party. You stay all night throughout the night, and then the next day usually is the actual funeral. Um, so
So the celebration of life more than.
yes, it's kind of a celebration, but all at the same time, yeah. And I have to tell you, those anniversaries of things like that can trigger people. I used to think of it as being overly sentimental when I see people write like on Facebook or whatever. Oh, my son passed away at this time, or this was his birthday, or whatever. Now, but now I really understand. Now I understand. I don't put it out on Facebook like that. I'm
Yeah.
kind of try not to do those kind of things out there, and then get people into my business. But I understand. At least you understand, because and that coping mechanism, whatever coping mechanism they need to do to make it fit, that's what they need to do, and let them go and do that, right? And in a way, that is their self-care, that they are
Yes.
remembering it and pushing it out there.
Doing what they want to do.
Yeah, yeah,
Remembering people the way they think they should be remembering.
yeah, yeah.
That's the way you have to allow them to do what they feel it's right, because after all, it's they have to process their own feelings. They're
Mm,
not your feelings, they're not my feelings, they're their
yeah,
own. And
yeah,
everyone is different. They don't go through difficult times the way we would do. you know
yeah.
I've, for 2 years after my mom passed, I felt sorry for people sitting next to me, because whenever we pass, go on the train,
Okay.
when I was sitting up beside me on the train, because every time, twice a day, I passed through Pine Lawn Cemetery, I
Oh,
start crying. For 2 years, I start crying, because
Violence. Yeah,
yeah,
okay, you took the Ronkonkoma line.
yeah,
I probably sat down beside you. You know what? That is so crazy that we've just met one another in the last year or so, but that I've lived on Long Island for 13 years,
mhm.
and that's the line I used to take. So we might very well have sat on
So
the
the,
same trains
so the woman
multiple.
that was sitting beside you and weeping,
I'm crying like the whole time.
hi.
Long Island is funny like that.
Yeah.
And if you sit in the same train every day, the same car of the train every day, you will see the same people every now and then. There was
Yes.
this big woman, I mean, like a giantess, who used to come in and sit, and we used to always give her that whole seat by herself, because it was only fair. If you don't want to sit beside her and screen, and then people would come in and like try to sit beside her. We're like, Come on, come on.
Why
You
you
see
why
the
you even
movie.
try? Yeah.
Yes,
Let
you see
let
the
let
movie.
her be. Yes.
Let her be. So you were driving by Pine Lawn, and every time, and ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who do not know about Pine Lawn Cemetery,
It's a memorial park.
it's a memorial, but it's simplicity. It is those white headstones that are oval shaped, and they're all the same, and they are in like a perfect lineation. It's I guess it's scary because you're looking at it like, oh, all that death, but at the same time it's very,
It's beautiful.
I don't know, it's aesthetically pleasing. That's what I'm
It,
saying. It's a
I think
weird
it's
thing to say
classy.
about a
I think
cemetery.
it's classy. I think
Yes,
it's respectful.
yes.
Yeah. Oh, do you know that you cannot have your picture on the stone, on Pine
No,
Knob?
they're all
Yeah.
exactly. They're almost exactly the same. They're
Yeah.
slightly different, of course, and people's names are going to be different on them. But if you're looking at them from afar, it's almost as if it's the same tombstone for every person in there,
Yeah.
and they're exactly the same amount of space apart. It is one of the. It there's so many times I go by cemeteries, and it's just, we have a word in Jamaica called choco choco. It just chaka chaka. Everything is just different. This over here, and this gray, and this is blue, and this is and a mausoleum that's big like this, and then a little guy who's flat like that you can't even see. It's ridiculous. This is perfect. It is so aesthetically pleasing. And that's
We
how
we
all cemeteries should be.
we bought our apartment there.
Oh no! I guess you have to, right? You
Yeah.
do decide to make the plan, right? So then, if your kids don't have to deal with it, so
Oh, yeah.
you make it so it's set up
Absolutely.
there. Good for you. Good for you. Right? It's a very classy place. So I'll come to visit Agnes in a very classy place. Sorry,
Yes.
I'm
It's
acting like I'm,
close.
I'm gonna outlive you, right?
Yeah.
But I was saying that today. I'm living to 100.
It's quite all right. It's quite all right. What's for me, the time that it's here for me, I'm good with that.
You're
Whenever
good
it's
at that.
my time,
Okay.
I'm good with that. I reached a point in my life where God, when it's my time, I'm ready. But it's a very nice enclosed place. There's a little place to sit. It's a little fountain inside. It's
Right.
very nice. It's very
It
nice.
is.
Yes.
It is very nice.
Yeah.
All
So
right. So
anyhow, it's very important do not to forget, not just pack up and leave after the funeral and leave people behind thinking that we did our duty.
right.
It's a lot more. We have to think about people left behind and be there for them as much as we can. Like I said, what I saw yesterday, it broke my heart, and the pain that they're going through is just enormous. And but like I said, it's a very difficult time for families.
Yes, in general, right? We have had a lot of loss in the last 2, 3 years, and a lot of the things that we were able to do, we weren't able to even do anyway, right? The things that you would normally be able to do. A lot of people used to, you have a tough loss, you go to the gym and work it out, but we weren't allowed to go to the gym for a while. You go for walks, even walking outside, you'd be like, I'm not too sure what I can do or what I can't do. The kind of things that would allow people to get over this and start to think about it is something else, man. But yeah, I feel like if you get a trigger, you do want to take care of yourself. Pay attention to triggers that might make it happen. Like my Google Photos reminder, it was like, hey, here's what you were doing 7 years ago, and all of a sudden, yeah, there was the realization that it was 7 years, and that I still feel like that loss every day, and every now and then I tear up and think about how she passed away, and the things that she told me and whatever. So I can completely understand that, and it's great that people reach out to those people and assist them as much as possible. Just great.
Actually, tomorrow is gonna be my mom. It would have been my mom's birthday.
Same thing, same type of thing. My mother's birthday is the 23rd of September, and my son's birthday is the 24th. Mine is the 27th of September. This is all September. And my father's birthday is the 29th. So every year I am completely and totally reminded of
Yeah.
of their birthdays. But also now how much less I have to spend on gifts because it's just me and my son. But yes, in September.
Okay, well,
It broke in September.
oh my
But
God.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is what it is. Ladies and gents, I think that's going to be it for this.
Yes.
We're like 30 minutes in. I feel like this is a great topic. The next show you're going to see from us is going to be about um, a tax preparation pep talk that is going to come mainly from Madame Tax Resolutions LSC. Yeah, right. So
Absolutely.
yeah, I'm a little punch drunk, right? But that will be the next comment. Since we're in tax season, tax preparation pep talk. Well, Agnes will give you one of those so that you know exactly what it is that you need to do or should not be doing, and then give you a little
There's a
extra,
reality check.
yeah, a little push to do it. Right,
Yeah.
exactly. All right. So if you are interested in getting into the chit chat, like Iwona did today, see, Iwona was all
Yeah.
and she's doing this business. Hey, how you doing? Oh man. If you'd like to do that, you can of course just come right on the show while it's on. But you can also reach out to us by sending your email to mailbag at lovedeathandtaxes.com. We'll be able to take any information that you'd like to ask about the show, any topics you'd like to suggest, or any questions that you may have, and let us know. All right. So until next time, bye bye, Agnes.
Bye.
All right.